Buenos días, ¿cómo le va? ¿Todo marchando bien? Dios es bueno, ¿sí? God is good, ¿sí? And like my friend Marcos Witt wrote and sang, Dios ha sido bueno. Dios ha sido bueno. Dios ha sido bueno. Bueno es Dios. God has been good. I know he's been good in your life, but here's where he was the very best for us. Jesus dying on the cross. Mark 15. Let's pick it up. At noon, darkness came over the whole land until 3 p.m. He went on the cross at 9, 3 hours of suffering, and then at noon, it all goes dark. What was it? Windstorm? Was it a supernatural act of God where the light of the sun was blocked out? It went all dark. As a sign of the darkness, the forces of darkness that contrived to put Jesus on the cross, the evil of the moment, or maybe the absolute control of God over everything, and that he could have taken his son off the cross and spared him this suffering. Which child, do you have any children? Which child would you give to die? For people who don't like you, who don't want you. Which child would you give? Or would you die yourself? No, not for friends, not for your mother, your wife. No. He died for the ungodly, those not devoted to God, those against him. You talk about a moment of darkness. This is the darkest moment in the history of planet Earth. As Jesus hangs on the cross. At 3 p.m, Jesus cried out in a loud voice, Eloi, Eloi, lema sabachthani, which means, my God, why have you forsaken me? Why have you forsaken me now? Literally in the Greek. When some of those standing near heard this, they said, listen, he's calling Elijah, because there was this tradition that at crucial moments, Elijah, the great prophet from the Old Testament, who ascended to heaven and didn't die a natural death, that he would appear. So they heard him talking, Eloi, Eloi, maybe it was pronounced. Listen, he's calling Elijah. Someone ran, filled a sponge with wine vinegar, put it on a staff, and offered it to Jesus to drink. Now leave him alone. Let's see if Elijah comes to take him down, he said. Who said? The head soldier or one of the people offering it to him? And with a loud cry, Jesus breathed his last. With a loud cry. I wonder how loud that cry was. He gave up his spirit. He knew, Mark doesn't have but a few of Jesus's words from the cross. In fact, just one sentence here. But there's the sayings from the cross. Father, forgive them, they know not what they do. That's a famous group of sentences, all said while Christ was on the cross. And then he breathed his last. And he said also in another gospel, it is finished. What's finished? What's it? Salvation. Full and free. Not earned, only received as a gift. It's finished. Sacrifice accomplished. Mission accomplished. Substitutionary death accomplished. He punished for something we did. And him giving us, as we put our faith in him and are born again, his righteousness. You know what? I think we sure got the best of that trade. What do you feel? I'm thinking of an old gospel song. heard it when I just got married. I traded my sins for salvation. And I sure got the best of that trade. He breathed his last, gave up the ghost, misunderstood right to the very end. Look, he's calling for Elijah. He wasn't. Let's see if Elijah comes to take him down. He didn't need Elijah. He could have come down on his own. But he kept saying, you and me. For the joy set before him, the salvation of people for thousands of years now, all over the world, every color, every tribe. So many have been born again. Not the majority of everyone who's lived. It's a minority religion. But all of those, countless numbers, have had their sins washed away because of what he endured on the cross. So now the curtain of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. And when the centurion, the head of the crew that was in charge of the crucifixion in this case, and when the centurion who stood there in front of Jesus saw how he died, he said, surely this man was the Son of God. Now, he didn't say it in the Christian sense, the Son of God. He, as a pagan Roman believer in many gods, possibly, he was just saying he's a son of a god. No, this was no ordinary person. But notice this, the temple veil, the curtain, which separated the holy place from the Holy of Holies, huge in that temple, Herod's temple, thick. It was rent in two, but not from the bottom to the top, but from the top to the bottom, with the bottom somewhat together to prove nobody came in there and tore it. It's an act of God, just like the no light at noontime. So what did that reveal, and what was its symbolic meaning? Now, in the Old Testament, nobody could come into the Holy of Holies, where the presence of God used to rest between the cherubim above the Ark of the Covenant. I can assure you it wasn't there then. The country and the religion had apostatized. But no, it was rent in two to now say to us, not just the high priest on Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, can go in there. Everybody can come. Every believer in Jesus Christ has access to the Holy of Holies. Communion with God. Pouring our needs and our necessary requirements for the day. Mercy, grace, communion, worship. Not one high priest, one the day of the year, no one else allowed. All of us, you and I today, we can go and have communion with God. Oh, God, help us to take advantage of that. It was rent in two to remind now the Christian church forever. Come to me, all you that are laboring and are heavy laden. I will give you rest. How many? Everyone. Come to me, all you that labor and are heavy laden. No, I don't know if I'm one of the elect. Just listen to what he said. All you that labor and heavy laden, you just come. He's waiting for us today. See you next time.